everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama. Welcome to our podcast.
Today we're watching another Nickelodeon revival film on Netflix, Enter the Florpus.
When Zim learns that the almighty Tallest have no intention of bringing the Irken Armada to conquer Earth, he slips into despair. However, after learning of Professor Membrane's new Membracelets, which harness the power of human children holding hands, he decides to use them to place Earth into the Armada's path. Senku didn't come up with this one.
Right. Now, before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Yes. The best part about this is seeing Zim again, and Div, and his sister, and his crazy dad. And it was just wonderful because I watched the original series when it aired. We also watched it on DVD after it came out when Blockbuster was still around, and really missed them. There would be times I go, gosh, I really wish that was still on. And then they gave us this special.
Right.
So thank you, Nickelodeon.
Yes, now this came out around the same time as, at the same time as Rocco's Modern Life revival. Mm-hmm. And just like Rocco, this was meant to show the end of the series. Like the Rocco movie and Hey Arnold was meant to show the end of the series because years ago, when Invader Zim was on, it was supposed to have a different ending. It said that the show got canceled by Nickelodeon as they were writing the final episodes for the ratings starting to go down, and parents or people saying that it was too disturbing or creepy for their kids to watch, so it ended up getting taken off the air before they could finish the story.
Which was hogwash. It was absolutely fantastic. And you can see just in the animation as a precursor to many shows that are on now.
Right. And for here, I don't know what the original ending was going to be, but they were kind of writing was one called Invader Zim, and it may have been where Zim was going to save the world, I think, instead of conquering it. That may have been like the alternate ending. But that doesn't mean we didn't want to see Enter the Florpus, of course, because we were excited to see, these characters come back. Yes. And the best part is that all the original voice actors came back, and everyone's still around, so everyone got to come back.
Yes, Richard Horvitz is still brilliant.
It's Zim!
Brilliant as Zim. And you had Joan Vasquez as Clem Brain and Zim's computer, and Minnie Moose and Schmoopsy.
Right.
Olivia DeBow as Tox Ship.
Yeah, Wally Ringert and Kevin McDonald as the Tallest.
Yes. Fred Tatasciore as Peace Day host, and just a number of characters.
Oh.
Eric Bauza.
And the creator of the show, Jonan Vasquez as Clem Brain.
Yes, I just mentioned.
Oh, I didn't say Clem Brain. Did you say Clem Brain?
I said Clem Brain.
Oh, I thought you said Membrane.
Shamoopsy.
Okay, I thought you said Membrane, like the last name Membrane. I think because you said it so much, I thought you said it. It rhymed and it rolls off the tongue. I thought you said that. Sorry.
There is a Professor Membrane.
Right, I thought that's what you were talking about. I was like, wait a minute.
That's Roger Bumpus.
Yeah, you're talking about the evil twin.
Yes, it was fantastic, and everyone was brilliant. And I think the best part of this reboot is that it didn't feel like you left off, even though they let you know there was a time.
A time skip, yeah.
Yeah, time to say time slip, but time skip. It didn't feel like there was a time skip. They explained to you what happened, then told you you were crazy because there really wasn't a time skip.
Right. It's like yeah. They even say in there is that Zim's been gone for a long time. They don't tell you how long. Right. They know you can't make it 20 years like Rocco because then they should all be adults. But although when Div comes out of his room, you would think it's been 20 years.
Oh, Div looked. Oh
yeah, that was funny. Div was constantly watching his computer, waiting for Zim to come back because apparently he'd been missing for a while. And then he said, "No, he's out there. He's somewhere." He said, "Okay, Zim has been gone for a while. If he hasn't come back by now, he's never ever." Oh wait, there he is. And then he's just on the lawn doing stretches and lunges and working out. It's like, how come he has sense enough to keep in shape, but you don't? and then when Div finally came out, he was still in his chair, like the chair glued to his butt. When he came out, he said, "Who are you, grotesque man?" He said, "It's Div." He said, "Div? What happened to you?" He said, "Yes, this was part of my plan. Now, if phase 1 is complete, go to phase 2. It's like, you've been on phase 2 all this time. What's phase 2?
getting lost in all of his brilliance. As we mentioned, the actors were brilliant. Even Ricky Simons, who did Gurr. It was just fantastic just seeing
It's
this.
like nothing changed.
Right, and the story, it's almost like it picked up where it left off, even though they let you know in the beginning that, you know, there was a time skip. And Dib, the way he envisioned himself versus how he was in the chair was absolutely hilarious.
Right.
He was like an anime character.
Right, he said, I'm Dib. I'm 12 years old. And then he said, why are you drawing like you're 40? This is not My Hero Academia. Oh, and you guys got mentioned with, like you said, the Membracelets. Was supposed to be linking the children together. Supposed to give like world peace or something. If all the kids unite, like you see in the posters with the world peace and everyone's joining hands. Well, I guess he wants to bring that to life, and that will solve everything.
Oh my gosh, and the song was so lame.
The peas is nice, like chicken and rice. But somehow this was motivating enough to get these kids to like risk their lives to join hands. And then with Dib's dad, no matter what he was shown, he kept saying that none of it was real. Aliens didn't exist, even though he had all this proof and stuff.
Right.
Science was the answer to everything. Aliens don't exist, and it's like you're still on this after all this time.
And you got to see some great moments between finally Dib and his sister, because she always had this attitude that she couldn't stand him. You knew and hoped that it wasn't true. And she finally, through all this time, she told him that she picked on him because she knew he could handle it and she didn't want to see him that way. And she cared about him. Now get up!
Right? And this was one of the rare times actually had something where you took it seriously. It wasn't like the joke or build up for someone to insult him. And like when he thought that the dad, you know, he always said he's obsessed with the aliens and stuff. And he said, just want you to be proud of me. He said, I've always been proud of you. Even when he thought he was crazy with the aliens, he still was proud of him. Yes. It was like, that was the only time in the entire series where it was a moment that could be an actual heartwarming part and not something that you know was going to be morbid later. Right. and
oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead. You want to talk about Zim?
No, you.
When you talk about Zim, he finally conquered the Earth as he wanted. It wasn't the way he planned it, but he did it because he was so depressed when he found out they were never coming. He finally found out they were never planning on coming there.
They were so horrible to him. They just wanted to get rid of him, and he actually thought it was a real mission all those years, and he flipped the script. Like you said, he actually did it.
Right, and they didn't even want the planet.
Right.
Like, wait, he's alive? The planet's real? And they didn't even want to, conquer it. They just didn't want to deal with him. But he actually did it and made sure they noticed that the planet was there so they could take it. Because he actually won.
And then they didn't want, what did they say, blow it up?
Yeah, just blow up the planet. It's in our way. It's like, man.
So, in the end, all they seemed to be really, really concerned about was destroying his self-confidence and everything.
Right.
They didn't even care about Earth and conquering it. Even after he did it, it's like, oh, he did it? Well, let's just find another way to destroy him. Blow it up, we don't care.
Right? Like, that's the one time you, like, really felt bad for him. Like, you know he's a conqueror, but he was doing all this. Then finding out they didn't give a crap in the first place. Then he went into depression. Then he finally succeeded taking over the planet. And then they just want to blow it up and destroy all the work. It's like, he can't even rule over the planet. He got to rule for, like, maybe 5 minutes and be enthralled because the Earthlings can't handle all this. It's like all of what? You're like a bug.
And true to form, they met some more new, I would say, exotic characters who ended up being with them in the end. The ending was great, and for me, it would be a wonderful beginning of a new series. Netflix, please.
Right.
I would love to see this become a series again because they kept everything that made this show unique and fun and amazing and fantastic and entertaining and one of a kind. I know I'm saying the same thing over and over, but it's just nothing but superlatives for Invader Zim.
Yes.
And again, when it came out, it was unlike anything that had ever been on. And you can see a lot of shows that were inspired by Invader Zim since it went off the air.
Right.
But when this came out, it was unlike anything. It was just so fantastical. You couldn't help loving the show. You couldn't help liking Zim even though you weren't supposed to. And Dib, you still knew that amongst his trying to prove that Zim was an alien and how everyone around him was blind as hell and couldn't see that this was an alien and not a kid, and that the house was not a house, and that those people were not real parents.
Right.
It was absolutely hilarious. And that Gur was not a dog, but he was the only one who was aware of it, and everyone else was blind.
Right.
That, it was just brilliant. And
yeah, they couldn't hide anymore after this. They finally knew he was an alien.
And now that they've proven, hey, even after this long hiatus, we can still keep what made this show what it was, and you still love it and laugh, and the adventures are still new, and the adventures aren't something that's just rehashed or you've seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they made this entire movie something different. Still after all these years, still after other people have imitated it and been inspired by it, this movie still was something entirely different than what's out there.
Right.
So yes, we need another Invader Zim series. So, if any of you saw this show when it originally aired, or you just saw the movie, please let us know what you think in the comments below.
Right. And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and more Paws videos.
And I hope you love Zim as much as I did.
Yes. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace and lies, lies. When will the lies end?